Wolves, as every freshman has here this week. There's Mike Rhodes, the fourth-year head coach of the Rams, former head coach of the Rice Owls. He spent 3 years in Houston with Rice, and before that he was a assistant at VCU under Shaka Smart. There is Nolly on cue.
He's a great scorer. I mean, he was, again, a really good scorer last year at Virginia Tech. Great high school scorer at Langston Hughes in Georgia. As the ACC's Freshman of the Week 5 times. He actually had 30 in his first game at Virginia Tech against Clemson.
And if you're the ninth leading scorer in the ACC as a freshman, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
He finished with the scoring average of 15.5 points, 5.8 rebounds, made all ACC honorable mention. There is Nolly along with Alex Lomax at the point, Lester Quinones, the off guard, DJ Jeffries, and then the highly touted center, freshman recruit Musa.
See, those are the turnovers that Memphis has to eliminate. I mean, it's really an unforced turnover. You're dribbling into traffic, and it just kind of goes off your leg. I don't know where Lomax was going.
Offensive foul. I believe they got Levi Stockard, Kansas State transfer. As a look at Anthony Penny Hardaway, his third year as head coach at his alma mater for his hometown school. 49-year-old Memphian was the National Player of the Year back in 1990 out of Treadwell High School, and then spent 2 years playing for the Tigers, then the Memphis State Tigers. Looking to go one-on-one. The help defense poked it away from DJ Jeffries. Another Memphis turnover, and it turns into 2 quick points at the other end for Keyshawn Curry.
And that's VCU basketball. Turnovers to offense. And it really supplements an offense that can struggle in the half court. Both these offenses really struggle in the half court. Both are looking for an identity. But VCU, you go back to that win they had on the opening night of this tournament against Utah State. They were down in that game and just completely changed the tide with their pressure, turning Utah State over, turning that into offense on a night where they really did struggle in the half court to score.
Memphis has turned it over 3 times now in the first 2 minutes of the game. Stockard, little high-low, nice feed. Able to get it up on the rim, but Corey Douglas couldn't finish.
And Cisse, that's the impact he has at the rim.
Jeffries, off the back iron, and it's Adrian Ace Baldwin Jr. back the other way. Curry steps through and lays it in.
You know, all these guys for VCU, with the exception of maybe Stockard, can catch it on the perimeter, put it on the floor, and drive it.
Long rebound tracked down by Musa Cisse. Into Lomax, and he's denied by Douglas.
It's got a dribble drive feel to it. There's the penetration by Highland, a really good skip, and then you drive the closeout. And a nice up and under, good shot fake there by Keyshawn Curry.
Malcolm Dandridge will replace Cisse. Also, Alex Lomax has left the game for Memphis. Quinones missed the first, made the second. And our score is 5-4 Memphis. And while Lester Quinones did make the American All-Freshman team a year ago, found the quotes from his coach interesting. Penny said of Lester Quinones, who was highly regarded as a high school recruit coming out, quote, Lester couldn't figure out how to get his game going with the players he was playing with. As a basketball player last year, he was embarrassed. And I found that interesting, and so Lester has come back better for the experience and has gotten his sophomore year off to a good start, looking like who I think he wants to be on the basketball floor.
Well, it's good to see him hit that three from the corner. Has not shot it well so far here in South Dakota, but he is certainly capable.
He averaged nearly 11 points per game as a freshman. He was part of that top-rated recruiting class in the nation from a year ago. Big part of it. Quinones was number 84 in the ESPN 100 in 2019. DJ Jeffries was number 25. Boogie Ellis number 39. And, of course, the two guys who were first-round draft picks last week were at the top of that class. James Wiseman went number 2 overall to the Warriors, and then Precious Achiuwa number 20 to the Miami Heat. And it's funny, the sixth member of that recruiting class, Chris, Malcolm Dandridge, will come off the bench here tonight. He was a 4-star, yet he was the 6th highest rating coming in.
Well, I think this team this year, as highly regarded as that team was last year, obviously they lost Wiseman. I think this team this year has a chance to be a lot better than that group last year. They've got to find an offensive identity, though.
Our first time out takes us to break with Memphis on top early.
How about no?
No.
No way.
Come on. No.
No.
Only Discover has no annual fee on any card.
When it comes to home dating, you gotta have certain essentials. As long as I got my family, friends, Tostitos, my famous nachos, we're good. Don't forget to put a little bend in your knees. Right now, we're just finding happiness in the small things. Just being with the fellas, watching the game, I think it's a very special moment. We don't get to play, but we get to watch it.
I agree. I'm okay with you being the nacho guy for the rest of the season.
Tostito, get to the good stuff.
The best way to get your large 3-topping $10 tastemaker is also the easiest. With contactless curbside pickup, let us know when you're here without ever leaving the safety of your car. No one outpizzas the Hut. DXL is built for big and tall guys, period. We've got your favorite brands, and our signature fit is all about style and comfort. Safely shop over 300 stores or online at DXL.com. DXL Big and Tall, built to fit. Did you know Duracell Optimum can make devices work even better than Copper Top? This toothbrush brushes quicker. This screwdriver turns speedier. This fan spins faster. Upgrade your devices with Duracell Optimum.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Bad Boy Mowers. Mow with an attitude. Sanford Health, improving the human condition. And Complete Sports Management, see the world through our eyes. With Chris Patola and Doug Sherman back in beautiful Sioux Falls, South Dakota on this final night. The crossover classic in this third-place game. Slow start offensively for both of these clubs, but as you said, Chris, both Memphis and VCU view themselves as defensive teams, so it would stand to reason that the offenses might get a little sideways from time to time.
Well, execution has been a problem, and this goes back for both teams to last season. Execution's been a problem, shot selection. I think at times, particularly with Memphis, nice under out of bounds out of the timeout there. At times, you get individuals who, now it's my turn, or now you go, and, individuals taking it upon themselves to bail each other out. It's about working together, figuring out who should be taking shots when and what's the best shot for you. Here's Quinones again.
Boogie Ellis is checked into the game for the first time for Memphis, the 6'3 sophomore who scored 24 points, a career high against St. Mary's in their initial win on Wednesday, where he shot the lights out. There is Boogie. Pressure broken. Tried to dunk, but unable to do so is Hassan Ward, the sophomore from Barbados. Quinones out of control, and that is turnover number 4 for the Tigers.
Both these teams are going to press, and both are going to break pressure to score, and they have athletes as finishers, as that play by Hassan Ward would indicate. Everything but the finish.
Which team is best set up to handle the other's defensive pressure?
I'll let you know in 10 minutes. This could be wild, man. We were talking before the game, and you said, what do you think? I said, turnovers. I said, whoever can manage and sometimes their shots are turnovers.
Yeah, that's a good point. Both teams are turning it over at an alarming rate so far, both with the 4 turnovers.
Good outlet.
And here comes Bones, lay it up to the rim, and the throwdown by Jameer Watkins.
And it starts with the outlet pass. What a find by Hassan Ward. And the defensive balance for Memphis, not good. You get the 2-on-1 down back.
DJ Jeffries is very talented. He gets to get going here in Sioux Falls. Yeah. A couple of games, he scored a combined 10 points.
Bad shot.
5 of 19 coming in from the floor. And he is now 5 for 22 shooting this week.
That's a bad shot. Long 2. Now here's a high percentage one. There's the outlet as the 2 wings leak out. Nice pass by Highland. And a good finish. And this is where points in this game are going to be very valuable. In the open floor, both these teams can really score in transition. It's when this game gets into the half court that both teams try to find themselves. And, you know, DJ Jeffries, everybody knows is struggling. And I think he's starting to press. But a lot of times when a guy is struggling to make shots, there's 2 questions you ask. First of all, how are you practicing? Are you taking game shots in practice? And then secondly, what kind of shots are you taking in games? That last shot he took at the top of the key, a foot inside the 3-point line, is not a good shot.
Tigers turn it over. Rams with it. By the way, that dunk by Watkins on their last possession snapped a 3-minute scoreless drought in the game. VCU trying to take the lead. Bones, Highland, 6'3", sophomore, top returning scorer for VCU. Now we've got a foul off the ball. And that foul a moment ago was against Levi Stockard, the starting power forward for VCU, and that's his second, so he's out of the game for now. Musa Cisse will come back in or replace Malcolm Dandridge for the Tigers. There is Stockard, former Kansas State Wildcat. Highland. That was the spot where he did not miss early on Wednesday, but he's cooled off considerably.
Well, you can that he can really shoot, and you want him when he's got space and daylight. You want Bones Highland to pull the trigger.
How do you think the 3 officials are calling this so far? That a lot of foul call. Is it a byproduct of just the 2 styles of play? Or are they trying to control things and make sure it doesn't get out of hand?
I think they've called what they've seen. To your point, when you've got 2 teams that are going to pick up full court, and you got a lot of athletes out there on the floor, those are not easy games to officiate
and trying to keep up. Now, 7 total fouls so far, about 7 minutes in.
And by the way, both these teams foul a lot. In their 2 games for Memphis, their opponents have taken 20 more free throws than they have.
And officials know that coming in, right? Shot clock winding down. Douglas, the block shot. Numbers for VCU. 5 on 4. Douglas gives it up. The 3 ball is no good by Josh Banks. But basketball officials, when they come onto the floor, they have preconceived notions and understanding about how each team is going to play, right?
Absolutely.
Watkins. Boogie Ellis out of Mission Bay High School in San Diego, California. Drive and dish. Jump shot off the mark by Damian Ball. Well, remaining first half, 7-6 Memphis. And a foul on the drive. Musa Cisse commits the foul. Cisse was the big recruit for Penny Hardaway this year, number 24, ESPN 100. Had high school stops along the way. Christ the King in Queens, New York. Also St. Benedict's Prep in New Jersey. Moved from Guinea to New York City at the age of 14, and now has found himself a home in Memphis. Nice look and set to get a chance for a three-point play for Josh Banks.
Bob McKillop, great coach at Davidson, calls under out of bounds in special teams in basketball. We've now seen two under out of bounds, one from Memphis out of a timeout where they scored, and that one right there. Really good execution and a good finish through contact by Josh Banks.
Banks, along with Jameer Watkins, a couple of the exciting pieces in the freshman class for Mike Rhodes. Two of the 8 freshmen, all who got onto campus in spite of the pandemic in early June. And so Coach Rhodes, while it's been very strange through the summer and fall, getting ready for this season, he was encouraged by the fact that this young team did have those months to bond and get to know each other a little better. Number 0 guarding number 0. Watkins trying to check Jeffries. And here is Jaden Hardaway into the game, the son of the head coach. 3 ball is good. No, that's a 2-point shot. So Jeffries has his first 2 points.
That's got to make him feel good. It was a good look. Open shot, had his feet set.
Deflection out of bounds will take us to our under 12 timeout.
Coming into the season, Penny Hardaway called DJ Jeffries their best player. He's capable, man. He's just got to get out of his head. Stroke it like that, my friend.
We all have our reasons for doing what we love. Personal reasons. Professional reasons. Big reasons. Little reasons. Sometimes no reason at all. It doesn't matter what your reason is, as long as you do it full throttle. Low with an attitude.
This year could use some cheer. Salvage this season with 30% off your purchase. Only at Duluth Trading.
DXL is built for big and tall guys, period. We've got your big and press. Our signature fit is all about style and comfort. Safely shop over 300 stores or online at DXL.com. DXL Big and Tall, built to fit.
At Domino's, you can carry out 3 topping pizzas for just $7.99 each. And with Domino's Carside Delivery, you can conveniently stay in your car while you do it. Just pull up, check in online, and we'll quickly bring your food to you.
Thank you.
So you don't have to get out to get carried out. Like Denny here.
Hey, Hamlet. I like your PJs.
Stay in the driver's seat with Domino's Carside Delivery.
VCU's press does not end once you get it over half court, and you do not want to take it into this corner because they are coming to trap. And what Mike Rhodes calls that is a John Wick. For anyone who has seen the movie, an outstanding Keanu Reeves picture, he's an assassin, and that is the John Wick spot. And you can hear definitely in practice, but even sometimes in games when there's no crowds, Mike Rhodes will yell out, John Wick. And that's that spot. You don't want to take it there because you know they're coming, and you almost induce a turnover.
That's very observant. I mean, a lot of us announcers, we go to practice, we pay attention, but not to that degree. That's good. That's good stuff.
Keanu Reeves has a couple very good vehicles for him. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure was one.
Yeah.
And it's got to be John Wick at number 2. Outstanding Keanu Reeves performances.
And I might even put John Wick number 1. Now, I have recency bias because I just finally did watch them recently. But Wick was pretty good. That triple by Jimmy Clark, appropriate. His nickname is Trey. Puts VCU on top of the takeaway. Jeffries in chase. He throws it down with 2 hands. Foul on the drive by Jeffries. Score it, and a chance to go to the line.
You allow VCU to do what they do best, run the floor and be athletic.
Jimmy Clark saw his role grow for VCU last year as a freshman. Covington, Georgia Newton High School. He went from 14 DNPs, coach's decision in the first 24 games to averaging about 12 minutes a game. Over the last 7 games for VCU, counted on by Coach Rhodes as a key reserve again this year. Sloppy ball and get the takeaway by Lomax. Jake Hardaway, no. Lance Thomas trying to corral it. Here's Clark with the basketball for VCU. Rams are in their road gold uniforms with the black lettering. Memphis in the home white with the royal blue and gray trim. It's out of bounds. Back to Memphis. Well, tomorrow on ESPN and the app, this should be a good one. So, Chris Patola grabbed some leftovers and hunkered down somewhere comfortable. TJ Finley, the quarterback for LSU, goes into College Station to try and take down the 5th-ranked Aggies. 7 o'clock Eastern, Saturday on ESPN. Aggies still alive. They still might get into the playoffs. Lot to be decided. Offensive foul, that means another minute. Was turnover number 7 of the game.
Good to see that Jimbo Fisher has landed on his feet because the program he left is a complete disaster.
Dumpster fire, I think, is the appropriate term. My goodness. Well, he found himself in a good spot. To me, Texas A&M still doesn't really fit in the SEC. Still should be in the Big 12, but it's hard to turn down the money and the opportunity. But they are set up this year to have one of the great seasons in Aggies history.
10 years, $75 million sounds very nice when you're leaving behind a disaster. You know it.
Oh,
Goaltending out the basket. That ball was on the way down.
By the way, now I have people just tweeting at me a bunch of Keanu Reeves movies. Point Break is not on the list of great Keanu Reeves movies. Devil's Advocate, baby.
Speed.
Fantastic. And that was when we were all introduced to Sandra Bullock, right? One of her best.
I call her Sandy.
She doesn't call you.
No.
Anything.
Blocking foul by Hassan Ward. Trying on the hard hinge. A little too hard.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I like a lot of folks, perhaps you as well. Caught up on a lot of reading and watched some television and movies during all the downtime. John Wick was one of the most enjoyable movies that I watched. I saw 1 or 2. I don't think I've seen 3. That's still on the DVR. Nice drive and dish. Good look by Jeffries. He traps down his miss. Gives it back to Alex Lomax. Jeffries tags and gets the roll.
He didn't settle. He had an open 3. Instead, he drives it, puts the pressure on the defense, and a crafty finish.
Nothing Penny says about DJ Jeffries. We want him to be a two-way player who can guard the other team's best player.
Well, so many young guys want to show everybody they can shoot threes. Want to show pro scouts that they can shoot. And there he doesn't settle.
That's what's up.
The path of least resistance. He puts the ball on the floor. Pushes. He's inside. He's really good around the basket. He's just got to play free. Play free, young man. Be a college basketball player.
Now the 6'7", 215-pounder out of Olive Branch, Mississippi, originally committed to Kentucky. Changed his mind. Traveled by Quinones.
Fuck yeah, come on, let's get it, y'all.
BCU on top with Penny Hardaway's Tigers, who are picked number 2 in the preseason poll in the American Conference behind very good Houston Cougars and ahead of SMU. Cincinnati was picked 4th. Remember, UConn's no longer in the American Bank where they belong in the Big East. Otherwise, the Huskies certainly would have been up there because Coach Hurley has it working in stores. Whistle and a travel call.
Interesting. James Harden doesn't get that call.
No, you're right.
And
Bullshit.
trying to make that a part of their game.
The official to ask him about it. Probably said, well, wait a second. James Harden does that 50 times a game. What about me? Quinones, no. Memphis now 1 of 9 from the 3-point line tonight. They shot it well the first 2 games here this week, but not so much tonight. Tigers find themselves down 3. Under 8 minutes remaining in the first
It
game.
ain't how you start, it's how you finish. Let's get it.
Tell us we can't, and we'll prove you wrong. Knock us down, and we'll get right back up. Call us risk takers. This is Bad Boys. But we know what we want, and it feels like American muscle. Looks like advanced engineering. It smells like fresh cut grass. Bad boy. Mow with an attitude.
The only way you beat 6-month aged cheddar toasted on the shell of a chalupa is to put it in this box. The $5 toasted cheddar chalupa box is back for a limited time, only at Taco Bell.
How about you? No. No way.
Come on. No.
No.
Only Discover has no annual fee on any car.
That's the deal.
1 second, Lily. Mamá, te tengo notición. No, ma, no, not getting married. Now AT&T deals on smartphones for both new and existing customers. No, ma, no, papá, on the phone. Dile, hi, papi. No me gané la lotería. Le estoy diciendo a mamá que ahora en AT&T no super.
I should also tell my mom the news.
It's not complicated. AT&T has big news. Our best deals on smartphones are for everyone.
Everyone makes mistakes. But what if life was as forgiving as the General? Take it. You're in, and the General will cover you, even with a less than perfect driving record.
Smell that? It smells like a chippage.
For a great low rate, you can get online. Go to the General and save some time. Around college basketball on this 3rd day of the regular season, the WCC has had a tremendous day. San Francisco with the upset. And then Gonzaga just keeps on keeping on. The top-ranked team in the country got 28 points and 10 rebounds from Drew Timme. Corey Kispert, 25 points. And while Bruce Pearl does not have the exact same team he's had the last few years, they're figuring things out. That's still an impressive win to be a quality opponent out of the SEC.
Gonzaga's loaded. I mean, I'm not saying anything that we haven't seen yet. I mean, this is the deepest team that Mark Few has had, and that's saying a lot. That team in 2016 was pretty deep, but this is by far the deepest team he's had. I mean, they're 2-3 deep in every position. They've got post scoring. They've got perimeter shooting. They have guards who can take you off the dribble. They are so efficient offensively. They have the ability, I think, this year to guard better. Oh, by the way, they've supplemented all of that with a stud freshman in Jalen Suggs.
And so now Coach Few's team is back in Spokane tonight, and they will be home on Wednesday for their next game against the winner of this tournament, the West Virginia Mountaineers. A couple of days ago, that game came to be, and so the Mountaineers will take on the Zags. That game, though, will be in Indianapolis as part of the Jimmy B Classic. So I say the Bulldogs were going back to Spokane. Who knows? I mean, They may not go cross country and then come back to the Midwest. I'm not sure what they would do. Everything certainly is different nowadays. We talked about it in the last game, Chris. You said it so well about how the folks here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota have done a great job of keeping everybody safe and healthy, and that we've made it through 3 days, 4 games each day, and no positive corona tests. These guys have been very well cared for in their bubble. Memphis down 3 with the basketball. Nolly.
Come on, put it in there.
Out of bounds. Great save. Curry dove, and here come the Rams. Foolish.
That's it. That's it.
Bounce pass taken away.
Slow it down.
Right to the rim. Davey and Ball's first 2 points. Back to a 1-point game. Bodies flying everywhere. Jeffries dribbles into the front court, hands it off to the reserve point guard for Memphis, Damian Ball from Nashville, Tennessee. Attended Cambridge High School and then Tennessee Prep Academy for heading to Memphis. Bad pass. Dandridge just basically threw it right into the arms of Keyshawn Curry.
Now, this is the good and the ugly. I mean, this is a great save. I mean, just a really terrific save. Heads up play. And then you end up turning it over. I mean, drive it at the defender. And then you either got to allow or then you make that bounce pass. Trying to fit that thing through there as the defender's retreating. The defender has the advantage with the angle. And that's kind of the yin and the yang of both these teams, really, Doug, is you get some flashes of really good play, and then they just kill themselves with plays like that.
First free throw good by Keyshawn Curry of Andrew Jackson High School in Jacksonville, Florida. He's a man who, if he gets the opportunity to dunk, you're going to want to watch. He's been on SportsCenter's top 10 plays multiple times with slam dunks. 6.5 minutes remaining in the first. Shoot it. Travel. Jeffries turns it back over. Turnover number 10. Sunday afternoon, we'll have 2 more college basketball matchups featuring 3 top 20 teams. It begins at 1 Eastern, noon Central. The Richmond Spiders and Rough ready to take out number 10 Kentucky. And then on ESPN2 at 5:30 Eastern, number 17 Houston, the preseason favorite in the American, against Texas Tech. The Red Raiders now ranked 14th. That'll be played at the Dickies Arena in Fort Worth. Like everything else, both games will be also available on the ESPN app. I have driven past the new Dickies Arena in Fort Worth. I've heard it's fabulous. Have you been?
I have not been, no.
It really looks spectacular. So that'll be a nice backdrop there.
I love Texas Tech. I think by mid-season we could find them in the top 5.
Chance for 3 after the great rebound and putback by Hassan Ward.
And I like Hassan Ward. Hasn't played a whole lot of minutes here, but I think he has earned himself some time moving forward. Really a good athlete, and he's been very active. You know, they're not going to throw him the ball on the block or throw him the ball to be a scorer. He's going to have to go get his own, as he does right there from St. Thomas, Barbados. He's only 19 years old. He didn't start playing basketball until his sophomore year in high school. So you see his physical, 7'4" wingspan, really a good shot blocker.
Yeah, that development didn't start until he moved to the States at that time into Springfield, Massachusetts. But he has got a 7'4" wingspan. Along with being 6'9".
Come on, man.
He was offered by a lot of big programs. Virginia Tech, Georgia, Rutgers, among the finalists before he settled on VCU. They get Highland for the reach-in foul.
So much was unknown for all these coaches coming into this season. There was no exhibition. There was no preseason games of any sort, no close scrimmages. So you were really relegated to what you saw in practice. And look, players are different when the lights go on. Guys who are practice stars, sometimes they don't show up in games.
Come on, Boogie.
And these NTEs, other than being ideal for a pandemic where you can cram 3 games in 3 days, you put your team out there and you see what you have. And I think you discover some guys. And I think
put it in the net, Boogie.
You may not see him over the summer or in practice.
Really, man.
But he shows flashes in a tournament like this.
Curry and Baldwin in the backcourt for VCU. Williams, Ward, and Banks round out the lineup for Mike Rhodes, VCU Rams. Williams, nothing but net.
He has really worked on his stroke. Wasn't really a shooter.
I tell you, that was
VCU has battled injuries throughout his career. He has the tools for a breakout season this year.
Nice drive to the bucket by Boogie Ellis. His first field goal. He's got.
See you, Boogie.
Having both of his rotator cuffs surgically repaired. I mean, that's something you hear about in baseball or other sports, not basketball.
It's not a pretty release, but he's really worked at it. And he has shot it well here in South Dakota. It's the first, to your point, Doug, it's the first healthy offseason he's had. Does a lot of things really well. I think they were hoping they had a really good Isaac Van, really good defensive player on the perimeter, kind of a shutdown guy. They were looking for that guy coming into this season. They were hoping perhaps it might be Vince Williams. But he's been their second leading scorer here in this tournament.
15 against Utah State, 11 against West Virginia. Yeah, in addition to the 2 shoulder surgeries last year, Vince Williams had a concussion, a broken hand, and calf injury, missed 10 games. And he certainly looks like he's healthy this week. Musa Cisse back in. This is Landers Nolly. Baldwin up ahead, long pass. And laying it in is Keyshawn Curry.
They transition from defense to offense so well. How many of those runouts have we already seen in this first half?
Right, those live ball turnovers just make the Rams' eyes light up. Boogie Ellis with an air ball. Williams goes down hard and is called for a traveling violation. He appears to be okay.
This is what they do. When they have possession, they get out so quickly. And just a dime there from the freshman Ace Baldwin.
And so far seeing Ace in a couple of games, now 2.5. He doesn't grab your attention, but like his game against West Virginia, against a very good defensive team. 6 assists, 2 turnovers, only 3 points, but I think he handled the offense well. Musa Cisse off the lob from Ellis.
And another under out of bounds basket. Yeah, Baldwin is the future at that position, a position that VCU has a very good tradition at the point guard position.
And there is Baldwin saying, hey, I can knock down a shot as well.
Okay, so
Okay, St. Francis Academy in Baltimore. He was a 4-star recruit envisioned by Coach Rhodes as point guard of the future for this program. He's given him the keys to the car right from the start. Corner jumper by Hardaway. Cisse with a rebound, but then he passes it back to the Rams.
It's under out of bounds, little pick and roll off of it. And that is a lob catcher, folks.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lowe's, home for the holidays. And Duluth Trading Company, tough, ingenious workwear designed and tested by tradesmen.
Attitude built into every bad boy mower that comes off this line.
We don't just outmow the competition, we outlast them. Bad boys are built heavier than they have to be to last a lifetime. Combine our revolutionary off-road three-link suspension system, all steel construction, and legendary bad boy power with everything else you'd expect from a bad boy for a price you probably wouldn't. We never stop working to give you more innovation, more performance, more fun.
Bad boy, mow with an attitude.
We got busted your hands.
And our signature fit is all about style and comfort. Safely shop over 300 stores or online at DXL.com. DXL Big and Tall, built to fit.
How about no?
No.
No way.
Come on, no.
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 No. Only Discover has no annual fee on any card.
Hey guys, it's Mark back. We gotta go. Not yet. There he is.
Boy,
Let's go.
no trick. We'll spill no drinks.
We're gonna get going.
Hey, Dad.
Get the extra napkins?
Hey, Dad.
There's a meal for everyone at McDonald's, especially when you buy one of your faves and get another for just $1.
The journey happened here.
Hey, Dad.
Coaches, the spirit of the game lives on.
Back inside Sanford Pentagon. Here's a game summary in this third place. Turnovers, 9 Rams turnovers.
The conversion, not every team is treated equally. You go back to the Memphis game against Western. They actually only had 10 turnovers in that game. But Western Kentucky converted all of those. And it's the long ball ones, as you pointed out, so astutely done.
I'm very familiar with committing black ball turnovers.
You're almost better off just taking the ball and punting it into the 15th row and forcing the team to take it out of bounds, especially in this game. Force VCU to have to play in the half court and giving it to them and allowing them to run out. That is the oxygen that keeps this VCU program going. They have to put this back to Shaka.
Had quite a few big name coaches come through. Dana Kirk, my favorite, going way back, Sonny Smith. He's a classic. After his days at Auburn, got in the range for a few years there in Richmond. 33-26. VCU with the basketball and a 7-point lead. Final 2.5 minutes of the first. Douglas gives it off. Follow the rebound after the miss by Banks. Well, the two guys that we featured off the top, Chris, have largely been held in check. Landers Knowledge just a couple of points, and so far Bones Highland scoreless.
Boogie Ellis as well. You go back to the first game, he was dynamite in the opener in this tournament for Memphis against St. Mary's. Struggled a little bit yesterday and has 4 tonight. Only 2 shots. Haven't really called his name a lot either.
Yeah, against St. Mary's, Boogie was 6-7 from beyond the arc for his career high 24 points. Then against Western Kentucky, 14 points. He was 2 of 6 from deep. Long rebound comes to Curry. Tigers get back.
Timeout by the officials. Bones Highland was trailing the play. Something happened to his arm.
I took some water, so.
Curry hangs in the air, but he's called for the offensive foul. Way off the basket.
What a defensive play by Hardaway. Primary defender takes it right to the chest. Curry trying to be the aggressor on the play. Hardaway's his feet. You're allowed to be moving left or right as long as you're in legal guarding position, which he was. And how about a coach's son taking a charge? How appropriate.
I like what Penny said about Jaden when he first started playing as a redshirt freshman last year for him. Quote, I'm his biggest critic. He has a high basketball IQ. He'll be a great 4-year player for us. And of course, Jaden played for his dad at Memphis East High School like a number of these Tigers did. Foul on the rebound. Coming up Tuesday night on ESPN and the ESPN app, we'll have the 10th annual State Farm Champions Classic. Number 13 Michigan State, number 9 Duke are at 7:30 Eastern from Cameron Indoor Stadium, and then number 6 Kansas will take on number 10 Kentucky at Bankers Life Fieldhouse in Indianapolis. That's Tuesday on ESPN.
I'm so glad that we are having the Champions Classic. It's the best event in college basketball outside of the Final Four. I don't care if we have it at the beginning of the season, in the middle of the season. As long as we have it, that Champions Classic is great for college basketball. We got a home site game this year in Cameron, the other one in Indy.
17.
I'm pumped.
Isn't diminished at all that it's a 2 separate locations.
Diminished is a very negative word, Doug Sherman. It is different. You hit on a really good point, and that's kind of why I compare it to the Final Four, because it gathers all the college basketball entities. You got the 4 blue bloods. It's a great moment.
You say a hug? You got a hug?
College basketball to steal the spotlight, in the month of November.
But it almost feels like it's going to be 2 standalone great games on the same night because you don't have that one spot field. But still, like you said, we just do whatever we do this year to make sure these games happen, and we're happy to have those 2 matchups. VCU up 6, final minute 20 of the first half. Baldwin had it knocked out of bounds, I guess. The officials confirmed, and they say Baldwin did lose it. Baldwin was the last to touch.
It's amazing. Every coach that we've talked to at this event has been so complimentary of their players. Our players, we haven't asked them to do anything protocol-wise that they didn't want to do. They have been all in from the very beginning. All they wanted to do was to play their sport, play college basketball. And they've been blown away by how adaptive the players have been to everything they've been asked to do.
Cisse with another dunk. Yeah, the word that comes to mind for me is gratitude. The coaches just appreciate their young men, their student athletes. We'll step away with a 4-point BC lead.
You know, like only has more calories.
Good choice. Ouch, ouch, baby, nobody like you.
The calming scent of lavender by Downy Infusions Calm. Laundry isn't done until it's done with Downy.
Rams 33, Tigers 29, late first half. And coming up on the E-Trade halftime report, and then a close call for 6th ranked Kansas. All the rest of the day in college basketball all around the country for the West Coast Conference. San Francisco Milan with a signature victory, first time since I think 1981 that they beat the top 5 opponent. Their star player back then in 1981, Chris Patola for the University of San Francisco. Cartwright.
That was my second.
Good ass sandwich, though.
I'll tell you who my first was. Bill Cartwright.
Your first guess would have been.
I'm not going to tell you that now. In case there's another trivia, San Francisco trivia that comes up during the broadcast.
You're not going to say Bill Russell.
Don't make me go back to my Australia trivia.
Oh, no, let's stick with hoops this time.
On the last game.
Good to see Bones Highland back in.
Get your ass down there.
Called by Anthony Hardaway to set up for what he hopes will be a final shot of the half. Well, Penny Hardaway may only be a third-year Division I head coach, but he's been a head coach for a number of years on the AAU scene, and then very successful at Memphis East High School. He is one of a handful of former NBA players, now former players. Jerry Stackhouse, Juwan Howard, Patrick Ewing. Put Penny and Tony Bennett in the backcourt. With those three up front, you could win some games.
Good. Heck, with the staff that Penny had last year, Sam Mitchell was on his staff, Mike Miller was on his staff, no longer with him. That's a pretty good trio right there.
Yeah, Mike Miller is, of course, from the Dakotas, and he would have fit in nicely in this event here this week from South Dakota. He's in high school coaching now. Stepped away from Memphis to coach his son in high school. Final 10 seconds of the half. Lob, Cisse, off the mark. BC with a chance.
What's going on?
It's 2. Williams puts it up.
Yeah, wild ass.
For the first 20 minutes of this third-place game. A defensive struggle with VCU on top, 33-29. We'll take a break from here in Sioux Falls and send it back to Bristol for an update on the E-Trade halftime report.
When it comes to home, I have certain essentials. As long as I got my family, friends, mosquitoes, my famous nachos, we're good.
I'm okay with you being the nacho guy for the rest of the season.
Tostito, get to the good stuff.
Tomorrow, there will be mostly sunny skies with a high of 64.
Quick suggestion. Be there at 10.
Same message.
Any coffee. Find me the closest coffee shop.
20 results down.
And a bait for the night.
Oh, you're good. Introducing class exclusive dynamic voice recognition in the all-new Hyundai Elantra. A better way to keep your hands safely on the wheel.
Did you know Duracell Optimum can make devices work even better than copper top? This toothbrush brushes quicker. This screwdriver turns speedier. This fan spins faster. Upgrade your devices with Duracell Optimum.
The best way to get your large 3-topping $10 tastemaker is also the easiest. With contactless curbside pickup, let us know when you're here without ever leaving the safety of your car. No one out-pizzas the hut. DXL is built for big and tall guys, period. We've got your favorite brands, and our signature fit is all about style and comfort. Safely shop over 300 stores or online at DXL.com. DXL Big and Tall, built to fit.
Are you ready for some football? Are you ready to cut off the sleeves, circle the bandwagons, and be hungrier than ever? Because everything is ready to matter.
With Infinity Now, your test drive comes to you. So you can drive one car one day. And another the next. Because when you find the kind of luxury that fits you, you'll know. There's a new way to buy an Infinity from anywhere. That's Infinity Now. Finance any new Infinity model for 0% APR and receive 2 years of complimentary scheduled maintenance during the Infinity Winter Sales event.
With this seal, this restaurant is taking to higher levels of cleanliness.
You're playing. So
The expertise that helps keep hospitals clean is helping keep businesses clean too. Look for the Ecolab Science Certified seal. 5.
Come on in to the E-Trade halftime report. Hope you're enjoying the hoops from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, alongside Lafonso Ellis and Coach Seth Greenberg. I'm Kevin Connors. Day 3 of the college basketball season already. The heavy hitters playing well, and a huge upset today. Let's get to the highlight, show you how all that went down, beginning with the nation's number 1, Gonzaga, taking on Auburn. They were great against Kansas. Big letdown today, Fonz. They only scored 90.
Big letdown. But this is Drew Timmy, man. 6'9", can play with his back to the basket, can knock down the three, and get others involved. I love the offensive efficiency they have, Seth.
When I think of Gonzaga, Timmy and Kispert went for 53. I think the pace and efficiency, Yayu can burn anyone. Jalen Suggs might be the best point guard in all college basketball.
Saying that 2 games into the year. Big statement. Bold statement. Right, though. Zags win it. All right, San Francisco in an 11:30 a.m. start time against Virginia. Coach, they came out, they shot it well, and they played Virginia really well.
They knocked out 13 threes, had a chance to play ahead of the defense, and then come up ball screens. I thought that Virginia really struggled with their ball screen defense. Virginia, 3 for 13 from the 3. That's not going to get it done.
Struggled with their defense, Fonz?
No Braxton McKee, no Mama Diakite anchoring that defense, communicating well as the bigs. They also got exposed in the transition defense as well.
Khalil Shabazz of 3, closing seconds of the game. Don's up 1. Really nice play design here.
Perfect play design. Drag ball screen, kick it back, wide pin down for Hauser. Just doesn't go down. But Virginia, that 5-out motion, they're going to have to find a way to get some post-ups.
What a win for Todd Golden. They beat number 4 Virginia. Southern taking on Iowa, Fonz. You love Luka Garza, and he gave you every reason to love him today.
No question about it. I love the improvement that he's made. That ball was coming out of his hands quickly on his turnarounds, his 3 balls. I thought he was absolutely phenomenal. Relentless on the glass. How about this? 36 points in the first half. The opposing team, Southern, only 35.
Connor McCaffrey doesn't turn it over. Joe Wieskamp rebounds as well as any guard in the country can get in the lane. This team is a NCAA Final Four good if they improve defensively. They were 12th in the Big Ten in defensive efficiency last year. They've got to keep the ball in front and test shots.
They win it by 27. Meantime, Kansas, St. Joe's. Let's credit the Hawks. They gave Kansas and Bill Self a good game. KU, of course, coming off a loss to Gonzaga on Thanksgiving. In fact, the Hawks were leading this game in the first half, but Kansas is going to right the ship.
The Hawk will never die, but Kansas, look, here's the deal. I mean, you don't lose Dotson, you don't lose Azubuike. Now all of a sudden you got guys in new roles. Marcus Garrett's going to fit to that leadership role. Abaji's going to end up making shots, and Christian Brown, he was terrific. But right now they are a work in progress, and they should be when you lose a guy like Dotson and Azubuike.
David McCormick has their cert himself on the inside on the glass and blocking shots, and they'll be terrific.
22-point Jayhawk win. Ohio, Illinois, what a game. Down 1. Brad Underwood draws up the play, and Fonz Devontae Williams hits a big 3.
Yeah, Trent Frazier set that up with a little ball fake, left hand right on the hand so Williams can be shot ready, and he knocks that one down.
Coach, you love Jason Preston from Ohio.
He has a PhD in ball screen offense, uses his size, reads all 5 defenders, gets in the lane, finishes. He had 31-8 against a very good Illinois defense.
Gave the Bobcats the lead. Back comes Illinois. Ayo Dosunmu all the way to the bucket. He was fouled shooting the shot. Made both free throws. Trent Frazier at the line with 0.5 seconds to go. Misses intentionally and for the 3rd time in 3 days. The Fighting Illini win. Brad Underwood has some team. 77-75.
This halftime report is presented by E-Trade. Get more than just trading with E-Trade. Investing, banking, guidance.
Is the 7 wild card?
Show me its wild card.
I need a price check on honey.
Don't get mad. Get E-Trade and get more than just trading. Investing, banking, guidance.
The only way you beat 6-month aged cheddar toasted on the shell of a chalupa is to put it in this box. The $5 toasted cheddar chalupa box is back for a limited time. only at Taco Bell.
For 175 years, New York Life has been helping people act on their love. So they can look back and say, we did good.
Did you know Duracell Optimum can make devices work even better than copper top? This toothbrush brushes quicker. This screwdriver turns speedier. This fan spins faster. Upgrade your devices with Duracell Optimum.
Black Friday has arrived, so get iPhone 12 on the 5G America's been waiting for.
This new iPhone Plus Verizon 5G is incredible.
Unlimited plans start at just $35, and the latest iPhone is on us when you switch. This is 5G from America's most reliable network.
Friends, mosquitoes, my famous nachos. We're good. Don't forget the little bend in your knees. Right now, we're just finding happiness in the small things. Just being with the fellas, watching the game, I think it's a very special moment. We don't get to play, but we get to watch it.
I agree. I'm okay with you being the nacho guy for the rest of the season.
Tostito, get to the good stuff.
Yes! When it comes to Sunday, choose the right couch. Here's to the original light beer. It's Miller time.
Hush, hush, baby, nobody. The calming scent of lavender by Downy Infusions Calm. Laundry isn't done until it's done with Downy.
DXL is built for big and tall guys, period. We've got your favorite brands, and our signature fit is all about style and comfort. Safely shop over 300 stores or online at DXL.com. DXL Big and Tall, built to fit.
One app, one tap, that's that. One swipe, one slide, sing it back. Always on the go, so we got it going on. This is another take no one else goes deeper, that's a fact. One slide, one tap, it's the ESPN app.
This halftime report is presented by E-Trade. Get more than just trading with E-Trade. Investing, banking, guidance.
Bad Boy Mowers championship game, Western Kentucky and West Virginia. What did Derek Culver give Huggins in this one?
He was absolutely sensational. If he can continue to knock down that 15-foot jump shot, as relentless as he is in the post, and I love the patience that he plays with, that's bad news for teams in the Big 12 South.
Get the Bosman McBride and Taz Sherman, and they're knocking down jump shots. That opens up the floor. They can play high-low basketball. Huggies team, they're going to rebound, they're going to defend, they're going to turn you over, they make shots, and all of a sudden they become a really tough out in the Big 12.
They play 3 games in 3 days in Sioux Falls, and they come away with a big old trophy. 70-64 Mountaineers beat the Hilltoppers. Meantime, Pepperdine and UCLA, and Coach Lorenzo Rollbar has something going with the Waves.
Colby Ross is good guard. He's probably the best guard in California. Had 33 against UCLA. Then Harden Lane, he got to the rim, he knocked out threes. No Jalen Hill, no rim protection for UCLA. He's out with an injury.
Steve Smith was a weapon as well, Fonz. Jan Zedek, George's son, helping Pepperdine stick in it, but Tiger Campbell was the difference down the stretch.
Showing great poise, knocked down the three, was able to get in the lane and knock down a little 15-footer as well. For this team to be an elite team in the Pac-12, Chris Smith, NBA prospects don't have to not only be good, but be great night in and night out.
And Trey Rick for Syracuse. This has been the E-Trade halftime report.
At Domino's, you can carry out 3-topping pizzas for just $7.99 each. And with Domino's Carside Delivery, you can conveniently stay in your car while you do it. Just pull up, check in online, and we'll quickly bring your food to you.
Thank you.
So you don't have to get out to get carry out. Like Denny here.
Hey, Hamlin, I like your PJs.
Stay in the driver's seat with Domino's Carside Delivery.
This year, our driveways have brought us all closer together and been our gateways to the world. For over 30 years, Lexus has been celebrating driveway moments. In a year filled with memorable ones, here's to one more. The Lexus December to Remember sales event. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
DiGiorno has 7 delicious crusts, and your family food critics will rave. Croissant crust is flaky layers of buttery bliss. Rising Crust is fresh baked deliciousness. There's a 5-star pizza for everyone in your family to love. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
DXL is built for big and tall guys, period. We've got your favorite brands, and our signature fit is all about style and comfort. Safely shop over 300 stores or online at DXL.com. DXL Big and Tall, built to fit.
Your journey requires Liberty Mutual. They customize your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Wow, that will save me lots of money.
This game is boring.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 Liberty.
Did you know Duracell Optimum can make devices work even better than copper top? This toothbrush brushes quicker. This screwdriver turns speedier. This fan spins faster. Upgrade your devices with Duracell Optimum.
Whether it's Red Robin burgers at home or at our place, we'll always give you plenty to smile about.
Robin. Last night's sleep interrupted by pain. Tonight, silence it with new ZzzQuil Night Pain. Because pain should never get in the way of a restful night's sleep. New ZzzQuil Night Pain. Silence pain. Sleep soundly.
Rub your palms, bend the back, between your fingers and the nails.
Safeguard hand soap cleans better than ordinary soap in hard water, absorbing and trapping impurities to wash away germs. Parents teach their children many lessons. Let's make hand washing an important one. Safeguard is donating $10 million in hand soaps and sanitizers to families in need. Safeguard your family. Wash away germs.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lowe's, home for the holidays. Beautiful scene here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, as we head to the final half of the 12th and final game of the Mowers Crossover Classic with Chris Patola. I'm Doug Sherman. This third-place game hasn't been necessarily the prettiest, but we aren't surprised by that because both these teams love to get after it and play defense.
It's a fight. It's grit and grind, man.
33-29 as we get set for the start of the second half.
I said that. So
Well, and outside of turnovers, the interesting thing here, you see the leading scorers in the game. Those are not the leading scorers for their teams. In the case of VCU, Bones Highland 0 for 4 in that half, has no points. And for Memphis, their two leading scorers, Landers Nolly and Boogie Ellis, are combined 2 for 5. Only 5 shots between Nolly and Ellis. Quinones. Ace Baldwin with the rebound. Yeah, 13 turnovers.
Bag on D. Come on. That's how we set up. Let's do it.
You called it right from the start before we even went on the air, Chris. The team that turns it over less is probably going to prevail, and can one of these two teams stem that tide here in the second half? And Memphis comes out in the 2-3 zone, and VCU immediately.
Oh, y'all motherfuckers just running all. That was the fuck y'all did. Come on. Run down that throat.
Games in his 3-year career, he's now got 12 points, one off his career high. This is Musa Cisse, the 6'10" freshman, highly regarded, number 2 center in the country coming out last year. He turns it over. Bones Highland, nothing but net. He can get hot and carry the Rams. His first 3 of the night. But he's wired to score. I mean, you know, again, he had no points at the half. A guy like that, that's not going to sit well. This matches the largest lead of the night. Rams led by 10. Fairly late in that first half.
Come on, y'all.
Foul on the entry pass goes against Curry. And once again, a turnover leading to points. And the conversion by VCU, this is what they do. They convert. Transition immediately, mentally, physically, to that offensive end. Highland finds the corner, and he is an outstanding shooter. And I'm glad we just got that shot of Arnold Henderson, the 6th. He's a walk-on from Mechanicsville, Virginia, who is a former VCU ball boy. He is the quintessential VCU Ram, so he just got his time, even though he likely won't play here this week. Levi Stockard is fouled by Cisse. Where are the areas that Musa Cisse most needs to work on his game as just a newbie at the college level?
Let me start by saying this. He's actually more developed than I expected. I did not expect him to move the way he does. He has pretty good defensive instincts. You can tell he's been raised as a shot blocker, but he has pretty good footwork. Look, offensively, that's going to come. I think he's got to become a better rebounder. For that size, particularly in a game like this, you'd love to see a guy like that, be more active on the glass. We've seen some outstanding big guys in this tournament, though. I think Cisse is to me the best prospect of all of those guys, which shows you how I regard him. But with the way Charles Bassey's playing in this tournament, he's made a name for himself as well.
And you think about those other three are third-year guys, while Musa Cisse just turned 18 in September. So if you can keep him for a spell, now it's assumed he would be a one-and-done kind of guy, but those other three centers we have seen, two because of injury, have stayed longer than anticipated, but they have benefited from that. Not the injury, but from the extended time and the development that you get playing college basketball. Another wide open look this time, Curry off the mark, and a rebounding foul. This one will go against Cisse. And again, he's just a pup. Turned 18 in September. He actually outplayed Charles Bassey when they matched up Memphis and Western Kentucky. Boy, Bassey has been really good for the most part here this week.
Yeah, Bassey was great in that game that they played. Those two went at it. Bassey's had 2 good days. He really has. And Derek Culver's played well. He's the MVP of this tournament. He has played well himself. We've seen some really good big guys in this tournament.
And there have been a handful of NBA scouts here in Sioux Falls this week, even though crowds have not been allowed. They've been sequestered up in a luxury box here at the Pentagon. Nice offensive rebound by Quinones, and he earns a trip to the free throw line.
Now that's what Memphis is going to have to do. That was a great example, that possession of VCU closing out. I mean, they were basically in a closeout drill. They are so good at that. They recover and don't give up a shot. Shot goes up, and Quinones is right on the spot, and that's kind of how Memphis is going to have to do this. They have not shot threes well in this game or in this tournament, but certainly they continue to fire away. They're going to have to figure out how to manufacture some points here, be it in transition, offensive boards, at the foul line. Benny Hardaway is searching.
Quinones, a sophomore from Brentwood, New York. How far on Long Island is that from where you're from?
Like 20 minutes.
Okay.
Depends on the LIE.
So it could be 3 hours.
Could be 3 hours.
The Long Island Expressway for those uninitiated.
Who doesn't know what the LIE is? Come on, America.
I've lived in upstate New York my entire life, and as we pointed out, I've been to all 50 states. I've been to Long Island, New York, I think, twice in my life. It's hard to get out there, and you can get stuck.
That's why I don't live there anymore. Getting on and off the island is a nightmare.
Yeah. I went to visit family once, and I had a Stony Brook game once. And other than that, I don't know if I've been to the island. Tough shot at the bucket by Highland.
And another under out of bounds.
Quinones no, tipped once. Tigers keep coming on the offensive glass. Give 2 more to DJ Jeffries, now into double figures. And the steal and the layup by Boogie Ellis. Tigers back to within 7. Douglas, the pull-up. Missed the rim altogether, knocked out of bounds by Quinones. VCU will keep it.
And this is where if you're hungry to score and it's been a struggle for you to do that in this game, it's a great play. I mean, just a great play by Boogie Ellis. He knows he's a freshman guard there, exposes the ball, and Ellis is right on it.
And according to Penny Hardaway, his defense, right from the time he got there to Memphis last year, has been really good. Out of bounds and takes us to our first media timeout here in the second half. Memphis with back-to-back buckets, back to within 7 for head coach Penny Hardaway.
Why are we here? What does it mean to be human? From out here, we're all the same. And in here, and in here, and in here. And in the real world, there's beauty in our differences, in our challenges, in our mistakes. We say you're only human to explain our imperfections. But only humans also do this, and this, and this. So, yes, to err is human, but to smile is human, to share is human, to create is human, to love, to laugh, to lift each other up is human, to lend a hand to those in need, to take care of those who are down, to make others happy, to make life better for everyone. Human rights, human sacrifice, human kindness is being human. Because it's only human to make being human better. So why are we here? We're here for
I would tune that on some
We're
good
here
shit.
for all.
Look at them
We're
days.
here for good.
I don't believe
Sanford
shit.
Health, improving the human condition.
If his underwear's off key, gift him some glee. Salvage this season with 30% off your purchase. Only at Duluth Trading.
How about new?
No.
No way.
Come on. No.
No.
Only Discover has no annual fee on any card.
Tuesday night on ESPN and the ESPN app will have the 10th annual State Farm Champions Classic. 13th ranked Michigan State, number 9 Duke, get together at Cameron Indoor Stadium at 7:30 Eastern Time. And then in Indianapolis at Bankers Life Fieldhouse, it'll be Kansas and Kentucky 6 versus 10 in a neutral site game that could become an instant classic. And also tell us a lot about those two teams.
Well, steal there by Dandridge. I mean, just a careless turnover. Out of a timeout. Nothing kills a coach more. Out of a timeout, you spend all that time drawing up a play, and you just throw it to the other team.
Nice find in the corner. Tough shot. And wearing his dad's old number 1 jersey, Dayton Hardaway's in the scoring column. That was the number Penny made famous with the Orlando Magic back in the mid-90s. Did you like Lil Penny?
Loved Lil Penny.
Yeah, me too. The Chris Rock voice.
Absolutely.
Great Nike ad campaign. If you're not old enough or don't know about it, go to YouTube and check out Lil Penny. We can show you what he looked like in his playing days. First with the Memphis Tigers as a All-American at the Pyramid, where they used to play.
He was so smooth.
There's that number 1. Look at that pass.
So smooth.
He and Shaq were quite a combo. Made it to the NBA Finals.
Well, first, they were a great combo on Blue Chips. That's where the combos started. And actually, the friendship. That's how the story goes. That they met on the set of Blue Chips.
Okay.
Shaq went back to the Magic and said, look, I love this guy. And they played a lot of pickup. You know, there were a lot of players obviously involved in filming of Blue Chips. Shaq developed an affinity for Penny. Told the Magic, we need to get this guy. And so, of course, they ended up drafting Chris Webber, then trading him. And the rest is history. And I'll tell you what, man, he was a terrific player. And it's unfortunate injuries kind of took zapped that athleticism and ultimately his career. But Penny Hardaway, man,
A baller. 14-year NBA career. So he did very well to adjust after the injury.
JJ.
To be a different type of player and a valuable reserve
All right, come on.
in his later days with the Knicks and the Heat. Jimmy Clark III. Able to get back up, which is good to see. And Penny's one of a handful of guys coaching at his alma mater. Guys like Bob Huggins, who led West Virginia to the title here this week. Patrick Ewing, Roy Williams, North Carolina, Jim Boeheim, Syracuse, Matt Painter at Purdue, Jamie Dixon, now back at TCU. And I always think that's a very tricky proposition. And if I were in those shoes, I'd be hesitant to take that job back at a place where I'm beloved for my playing days. And you know the old axiom, coaches are hired to be fired. And we could list an awful lot of coaches who've gone back to their alma mater and haven't end badly. And it fractures a lot of relationships. Well, I'll tell you what, Penny Hardaway has certainly reinvigorated the fan base in Memphis.
Yes, he has.
Crowds are back and fired up about this team, which is down 7 to VCU.
The only way you beat 6-month aged cheddar toasted on the shell of a chalupa is to put it in this box. The $5 toasted cheddar chalupa box is back for a limited time, only at Taco Bell.
Black Friday has arrived, so get iPhone 12 on the 5G America's been waiting for.
This new iPhone Plus Verizon 5G is incredible.
Unlimited plans start at just $35, and the latest iPhone is on us when you switch. This is 5G from America's most reliable network.
For 175 years, New York Life has been helping people act on their love. Okay. So they can look back and say, "We did good."
DXL is built for big and tall guys, period. We've got your favorite brands, and our signature fit is all about style and comfort. Safely shop over 300 stores or online at DXL.com. DXL Big and Tall, built to fit.
When it comes to home dating, you gotta have certain essentials. As long as I got my family, friends, mosquitoes, my famous nachos, we're good. Don't forget to put a little vent in your knees. Right now, we just find happiness in the small things. And then with the fellas watching the game, I think it's a very special moment. We don't get to play, but we get to watch it.
I agree. I'm okay with you being the nacho guy the rest of the season.
Tostito, get to the good stuff.
The journey happens here. We've got your blue bloods and blue chippers, championship DNA and Cinderella state rivalries, and classic conference duels. One moment here leads to here, and here. The spirit of the game leads to college basketball is here. It's time to go. With Chris Patola, I'm Doug Sherman back in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Memphis trailing VCU for 43-36. And you see the Hardaways there, father and son. That is Jaden Hardaway, redshirt sophomore, who just scored his first points of the night, playing for his father. And there are more than 20 father-son combinations around. Well, I'd say it's 17. It's only 17. I was off by my number, but I was thinking about some of the better ones. Jim Boeheim at Syracuse had Buddy, who's their top returning scorer, had a big game today in their narrow. And Fran McCaffrey at Iowa has two of his sons. Connor is kind of a glue guy, and Patrick, who's now healthy and playing this year, really has a high upside, makes that top 5 Iowa team that much deeper and better.
It's interesting with this Memphis team and how good an offensive player Penny Hardaway was and how well he's recruited. That they are so disciplined and sharp and play so hard defensively. They just haven't been able to find themselves offensively. At times look a little disorganized. They're not very disciplined. They turn the ball over a lot. Shot selection. It's just been a real puzzle. They weren't good offensively last year. I think people felt like they were going to take a jump. And so far in 3 games, it just hasn't been there. And yet they're only down
Y'all
7.
had the bull in there. Let's do it.
Going through some of the same struggles.
And when you say find yourself offensively, what exactly, generally speaking, do you mean?
Well, it's a fractured group right now. Like, nobody knows when they should be taking a shot. At times it's, they take turns on, okay, now it's your turn to take a shot. Time, score, momentum doesn't really impact when that's being taken. You can never really pinpoint exactly what they're trying to run. And, last year you chalked it up to a young team. They didn't have, it's not what, their best player, Precious Achua, he was a good offensive player. It's not really what he did. Boogie Ellis never found his way. Quinones, we've talked about some of the injuries they've had. DJ Jeffrey struggled. But some of those same things that we saw last year are still here. And, I think Benny has tried.
You like to put it in there, man.
Rotations, but it just hasn't really found its way. And you've got a lot of really good individually talented players that have not really bonded collectively.
Ellis gets 1 out of 2 from the line.
Down on D. There you go, Boogie. Fuck him.
Has only played 14 minutes so far tonight. He's on the bench with 3 fouls. Williams with another 3. This from a guy, again, who was only 20% a year ago. He really looks good. Stroke of the jump shot.
He has worked. He has worked at it. And it's not a pure...
Come on. Advantage.
But it has gone in here in South Dakota.
Who cares if it's going in? Jamal Wilkes. Whatever it looks like, doesn't matter. That's a nice move by Ward. Under control, nice little jump up.
You like him, right?
You're on him there. I do.
See? And Mike Rose does too, you can tell. He's playing him a lot more, even than he did the first night.
Look at that effort by Vince Williams, going face first, and he comes up smiling.
That was a good idea. If you kept running, if you sprint. But how about this save? Another really good save on that same baseline. And a good find out there, Vince Williams. And then there's Hassan Ward. Has really come along just in the 3 days he's been here.
Just off the bench, Lance Thomas couldn't corral the block from Alex Lomax.
And even there, Ward.
You get that under control, you'll be all right.
Another Memphis turnover.
So off the dead ball turnover, Memphis goes into its full court pressure. Highland guarded by Alex Penny Hardaway for 11 years. Beginning in the 5th grade on Team Penny, the AAU program, and then played at East High School in Memphis. And now the last 3 years at the University of Memphis. Nice. Baldwin sets up Ward for the flush.
What a really good play by Baldwin. He's one of those DMV guys from Baltimore, Maryland, was 2-time All-Metro Player of the Year.
Williams hit the deck again and foul against Memphis.
Here he is, Ace Baldwin, the freshman, to the sophomore, Hassan Ward. Get on the Hassan Ward train, folks.
We all have our reasons for doing what we love. Personal reasons. Professional reasons. Big reasons. Little reasons. Sometimes no reason at all. Doesn't matter what your reason is, as long as you do it cold, raw. Love with an attitude.
when it comes to home dating, you gotta have certain essentials. As long as I got my family, friends, mosquitoes, my favorite nachos, yeah, that'll be good.
I'm okay with you being the nacho guy for the rest of the season.
Tostitos, get to the good stuff.
There will be mostly sunny skies with a high of 64.
Send text to Jasmine. Be there in 10.
Send message anytime.
Find me the closest coffee shop.
20 results found. 819.
Introducing class exclusive dynamic voice recognition and the all-new Hyundai Elantra. A better way to keep your hands safely on the wheel. DXL is built for big and tall guys. We've got your favorite brands, and our signature fit is all about style and comfort. Safely shop over 300 stores or online at DXL.com. DXL Big and Tall, built to fit.
Hey guys, it's Mark back. We gotta go. Yeah. There it is.
Let's go.
No trick.
We're leaving that to
You spill those drinks.
and we're gonna get going.
Yeah, buddy. You get an extra napkin? Let's go!
Again? There's a meal for everyone at McDonald's, especially when you buy one of your faves and get another for just $1.
Sunday afternoon, we've got two more college basketball matchups that feature three top 20 teams. Beginning at Rucker Arena, 1 o'clock Eastern, the Kentucky Wildcats against the Richmond Spiders, and then at 5:30 Eastern on ESPN2. Number 17 Houston squares off with 14th-ranked Texas Tech. And like everything else, both games are also available live on the ESPN app. You know, we talked about the 3 ranked teams out of those 4, but we shouldn't underestimate Chris Moody's Richmond Spiders.
I'll tell you what, Kentucky better show up because they're going to get beat in that game. Most folks know Jacob Gilliard, Nathan K.O., Grant Golden. That's an older Richmond team and talented.
Who's your team to beat in the A-10?
Richmond right now, no question. Yeah, no question.
Baldwin passes up the shot, gives it to Ward. Now the shot clock down to 5. Williams again, able to knock it down.
I'm glad we have told this story because, as you have said, he was not a shooter. I mean, not even close when he got to VCU. He has worked his tail off, particularly this summer. Finally healthy. Got both those rotator cuffs fixed. And as you said, Doug, he looks smooth.
Lomax is blocked. Shot denied by Ward. The lead just continues to grow for VCU at 16. That's the largest of them. Lomax to Jeffries. Tries hard to the bucket, missed the layup. Lance Thomas gets the friendly bounce. And now an injury timeout, apparently. Just down here on the baseline. There you go. Bones again. It's behind the stanchion, and we couldn't see it from our broadcast location. I kept looking for somebody on the floor. Good to see it hopping back up again.
Oh, yeah.
Little hip check.
Man, I don't know how that's not foul. Man, seeing it on the replay. I mean, that's a foul.
Yeah, no question. Ace Baldwin had offers from Georgetown, Maryland, Clemson, Seton Hall, and Big VCU. Knowing he was going to get the opportunity to start right away. Wide open 3, and that's a nice looking stroke from Landers Nolly. What we were talking about off the top of the show. Just his second made bucket. He's 2 out of 6 from the floor for the 5 points. Jeffries is the only Tiger in double figures so far with 10. VCU's got a couple. Curry with 12. Williams has 10. It's a nice looking shot by Josh Banks.
Run over there.
Jeffries
Man.
is fouled and will shoot 2. Jeffries missed the last 11 games last season with a left knee injury. Penny Hardaway, he needs more production at both ends out of Jeffries if they're going to contend the American Athletic Conference. In that league, do you think it's Houston and then everybody else?
Yeah, I think so. You know, that's where Memphis needs that third scorer. I mean, you know, and again, the Landers Nolly and Boogie Ellis haven't had great nights tonight, but they each have had separate. That's also part of the problem. Like, Boogie Ellis had a great game 1 in this tournament. Then Nolly was great yesterday in a loss. And, you know, Jeffries just hasn't gotten it going. They almost need that third scorer. And it's starting to affect their defense a little bit. You know, we're all human, and when you're not making shots, as much as Penny Creech is playing hard and defensive identity, and they were one of the nation's best last year on that end, not making shots and not being rewarded offensively, it starts to eat away at your psyche, man.
But how do they miss Precious?
He was so versatile. He did everything. There was a toughness to him. You know, I actually thought if Wiseman had stayed and played all year, Precious Achiuwa would not have been drafted as high as he was.
I agree.
Because he was able to show that, hey, I can play a center position. I can play the 4. I can switch out. I can defend ball screens. He made himself more valuable with that versatility to the way the NBA is playing now.
VCU up 11. Led by as many as 16 here in the second half. 7 to shoot. Williams makes the extra pass. Banks missed badly and a foul on the floor. Who's the only guy who has been the head coach at each of these programs?
Great question.
I mentioned him, I think, in the first half real quickly. Not easy. I wouldn't have gotten it if I hadn't stumbled upon it doing research for the game.
I don't know. That's a good one.
Dana?
Okay. You did mention it.
VCU is a program that's not been around as long as you might think. But they have really built some big-time teams. Final 14 by Shot Smart.
Well, they made the right hire in Mike Rhodes. There's no question. I think he feels really good about the group he has now. You know, he has not had a team that could really shoot the ball since he's been there, and they recruited.
Come on, Boogie.
And I think he feels better about their basketball IQ. They've had athletes over the last couple of years, and I think he feels this year they have basketball players. Memphis closes it to 8.
Yeah, don't look now. Just under 8 minutes remaining. They cut the deficit in half. VCU went to the NCAA tournament under Coach Rhodes 2 years ago. Of course, there wasn't an NCAA tournament last season. But they get back this year, holding on to an 8-point lead over Memphis.
8 point with it, less than 8 to go, y'all.
Tell us we can't, and we'll prove you wrong. Knock us down, and we'll get right back up. Call us risk takers, misfits, bad boys. But we know what we want, and it feels like American muscle, looks like advanced engineering, and smells like fresh cut attitude.
The only way you beat 6-month aged cheddar toasted on the shell of a chalupa is to put it in this box. The $5 toasted cheddar chalupa box is back for a limited time. Only at Taco Bell.
And cut off the sleeves. Circle the bandwagons and be hungrier than ever. Because everything is ready to matter. No matter what. Are you ready?
Don't miss out on the lowest prices of the year at the Men's Warehouse Black Friday sale. Sweaters start at $2 for $49. Shirts start at $3 for $59. Pants start at $29. Suits start at $89. Shop the Black Friday sale at Men's Warehouse and menswarehouse.com.
With Mattress Firm's Rest Assured promise, you can try America's best mattress brands. Get a $300 instant gift good towards your choice of sleep accessories. Rest assured, we'll find the right bed for you, only at Mattress Firm.
Talk about sex. Have you had your annual STD test? Don't worry, it doesn't have to be stressful. With Nurex, you about your health from a medical provider. Your test kit arrives in discreet packaging, and once you send it back, you'll have results in a few days. The Nurex medical team can help with questions and treatment if needed. See, that wasn't so bad, was it? Go to Nurex.com to get started.
To tell you what, there's one last slot remaining in the all-tournament team, and Vince Williams might sneak his way in there for VCU. First, they would have to hold on to win this game, but he's been in double figures now each of the 3 games for the Rams here this week.
He was their second leading scorer in this tournament coming into this game. And he is in a game that we haven't seen a whole lot of offense. Certainly not offense to write home about, but he has been good, and the improved shooting has been spectacular. He was 3 of 21, only had 3 threes all year last year,
and he's got 3 again tonight.
That's him.
Man out of Toledo's St. John's Jesuit High School.
Trying to stay, man. In there.
Jeffries puts it up from 17 and rattles out.
Can't put the ball down.
VCU's gone scoreless the last 2.5. Thomas the foul as Williams took him off the bounce. Second foul on the Louisville transfer. Williams won as a team. The Rams were 11 out of 15. And at the scores table, Hassan Ward is waiting to come in for the shooter if Williams makes the second. Douglas, Ward, Curry, Highland, and Baldwin defending for VCU. Here's Thomas for 3.
That's on D.
I mean, that shot right there, that's not Thomas's game. They're down 10. There's over 6 minutes left. And it's almost like, well, I haven't shot it in a while, so I'm going to take this shot because I'm wide open.
Rebound by Douglas, and VCU able to bring it back out and reload with Deshaun Highland, who's left this game twice, getting dinged up. Good to see him back out there at the point. 5 on the shot clock, puts it up and in.
Tough shot maker.
Thomas, wild shot, but he is fouled. Third foul on Deshaun Ward.
Bones Highland is a tough shot maker. How about that one with a hand in his face? A pretty good contest from DJ Jeffries. Just better offense.
And I correct myself, that's now the fourth foul on board. He's the first player in the ball game either side with 4. Curry's got 3 for VCU, and then on the flip side, a trio of Tigers have 3. Cisse, Dandridge, and Ellis. There's a good look at Lance Thomas from Norcross, Georgia. Got the first free throw. Given 4 points on the night. The lead back to 10 with just over 6 minutes remaining. Thomas out. Lester Quinones has come back on. Out there with Boogie Ellis, DJ Jeffries. Landers Nolly. And Damian Ball. Jimmy Clark, the third. Williams thought about trying to pass back Jordan Curry, brought it back out. Highland drives, puts it up on the glass, no. And Quinones brings it back out with 5:35 remaining in the second half. VCU led by 4 at halftime, 33-29, and they've been able to keep Memphis at arm's length for the most part here in the second half. 3 to shoot. Got to put it up. Ball does. Air ball. Shot clock violation. And turnover number 19.
Well defended by VCU. And they didn't have to do a whole lot of action, a lot of dribbling and guys trying to go off the bounce, but they stayed in front. Vince Williams there towards the end of that play, forcing a late pass, and you don't get a quality shot.
Boy, he is a shot maker. Creatively able to get the bucket and the foul.
He's a scorer. I mean, he's just a bucket getter. And we've seen it in a lot of different ways. He's a terrific three-point shooter. He shot 46% from 3 in conference last year. And now he's starting to add this to his game. They recruited him for 2 years. They were on Bones Highland, and with all the injuries they had last year, he ended up becoming their most reliable scorer as a freshman by the end of the season.
And when Marcus Evans went down with injury, he had to start at the point the last 9 games of the year.
And that's the one area he needs to get fouled more. And he shows you there his ability to go off the bounce. He's got to get himself to the foul on board. That's the next evolution.
Take 2, 4-4. Got time, plenty of 2. Take it in. Start driving it in.
Lomax to Jeffries for 3. Pressure easily broken. Williams now in trouble. And a timeout called by VCU. And we'll take a break with VCU holding on to a 10-point lead.
It's the season of savings at Lowe's with can't-miss deals on the most stylish gifts. Shop in store, download our app to pick up curbside, or shop Lowe's.com where you'll find free shipping on thousands of must-have gifts for home.
Attitude built into every bad boy mower that comes off this line.
We don't just outmow the competition, we outlast them. Bad boys are built heavier than they have to be to last a lifetime. Combine our revolutionary off-road 3-link suspension system, all steel construction, and legendary bad boy power with everything else you'd expect from a bad boy for a price you probably wouldn't. We never stop working to give you more innovation, more performance, more fun.
Bad boy, mow with an attitude.
How about you?
No.
No way.
Come on, no. No. Only Discover has no annual fee on any card.
At Domino's, you can carry out 3 topping pizzas for just $7.99 each. And with Domino's Carside Delivery, you can conveniently stay in your car while you do it. Just pull up, check in online, and we'll quickly bring your food to you.
Thank you.
So you don't have to get out to get carry out. Like Denny here.
Hey, Hamler. I like your PJs.
Stay in the driver's seat with Domino's Carside Delivery.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Bad Boy Mowers. Mow with an attitude. Sanford Health, improving the human condition, and Complete Sports Management, see the world through our eyes. Here at the Sanford Pentagon, the full-time home of the Skyforce, the Sioux Falls Skyforce of the G League. Used to be in the CBA, and it's a very successful franchise here in the 7-year-old building. And as we talked about, they are the feeder program for the Miami Heat. And a lot of good players have come through here. Duncan Robinson, Josh Richardson, Hassan Whiteside. That's just in the recent days. And then you can go back in the CBA days. They had a coach named Flip Saunders. They had a player named Daryl Dawkins come through. So the folks here of Sioux Falls love their minor league basketball. And it's good to see that the organization is on firm footing. And they're a valuable partner of the Miami Heat. Highland, no. Long rebound comes back to VCU, and Rams will work a little more clock. 3:47 to go. Williams going to have to put it up. Shot clock violation. You know, the Rams haven't taken good care of the basketball either. That's their 18th turnover.
This has not been a sparkling show of offense by either team. No. But look, I mean, it's 3:30 left, and if you're Memphis, you know they're pressing. If you can, get them. That's not going to help. I'll save my comment.
Drive it in there and put it in, man.
For them to make a push, they just haven't shown any signs of that tonight through the first 37 minutes. But there certainly is time. Well, against Memphis.
All I did.
And against DJ Jeffries. Jaden Hardaway comes back in. Lomax and Ball both go out. So Boogie Ellis also on the floor with Quinones, Jeffries, and Musa Cisse, who we've seen very, very little of. 16 minutes played so far. Had some foul issues in the first half. I mentioned there's one spot left in the all-tournament team. They did announce this afternoon while the Mountaineers were still in town and had just won the championship that Derek Culver won the MVP, which I agree with. I assume you do as well. The all-tournament team, Charles Bassey of Western Kentucky. And then Tommy Kuzi of St. Mary's is the fourth member of that team, and they're saving the fifth slot for somebody out of this matchup. And at this point, with 2:50 to go, is there somebody who you throw in there, Chris?
The collective, if you do it collectively, it's probably Deshaun Highland. But I'll tell you what, Vince Williams has made a late push. He's played well overall in this tournament. He's played very well tonight.
I think I'd be leaning his way as well.
Yeah.
Come on.
Into traffic. No call. Here comes VCU.
a lot of contact on that play.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the official said he was walled up.
Out of bounds. The penalty, VCU will keep it underneath with 14 seconds to shoot. Nolly and Ball come back in. Jeffries and Cisse head out. I think they got that call right as we saw the replay. Highland guarded by Ball. Under 2 minutes in regulation. On the reverse, no. Hassan Ward the rebound. And the Rams can work some more clock. Five on the shot clock. Highland. The deep three. Another VCU offensive rebound to extend the possession. Now for tonight's play of the game, brought to you by Complete Sports Management.
Well, we're going with this Cisse play here, even though they're down 12. In the first half on the under on bounds. And I'd love to throw lobs to him, man. A lot of assists, throw lobs to Musa Cisse.
There's number 32. 6'10", 220 pounds with a huge upside. 24th rated prospect by ESPN coming out of the high school ranks last year. 3 for Quinones. Timeout. With 1:11 to go, back to a 10-point game. And I guess you and I were not consulted because they have filled the 5th slot on the alternate team.
With?
Bones Highland.
Yeah, can't go wrong with that. No. Averaging 18 points a game coming into this game. He has certainly been the driving force behind their offense. He's talented. I love Bones Highland. You saw it last year. You saw flashes. And then when they had a bunch of guys go down towards the end of that season, he really took over and became their most reliable scorer.
So, Mike been banged up a couple of times here tonight, but gotten up off the deck and come back in and help steady the ship as the Rams have really, I don't know if cruised is the right word, but they've hardly been challenged in the second half by Memphis. The Tigers have not been able to string together enough stops or baskets to really make VCU sweat the lead.
Yeah, they had it to 8, and we even said it. They're within striking distance, but you never really felt that they were going to be able to put together not enough offensive possession
from a team. But our player of the game brought to you by Bad Boy Mowers, Vince Williams Jr.
And he earned it. He really has. He has come back in this 2020 pandemic season an improved offensive player. And it starts with his ability to knock down threes. As we said last year, 3 of 21 from 3 all year. Has, 4 tonight? What that said?
3 for 5 is what the official box in front of me has.
And he's obviously got more in other games this tournament. He is a much improved shooter.
Well, what has VCU done best tonight to earn this victory?
Well, you know what they did? They converted. They took advantage. They knew coming in they were going to be able to turn Memphis over.
Yeah, I don't think. Checking to see if that ball maybe bounced off the foot of Jeffries and not Highland.
Yeah, so there you see it.
Yeah, we had a great look right above it, and I thought it was off Highland as well. But so anyhow, finish your thought.
What was your question?
Asked why VCU has been able to win this game, assuming they hold on. What have they done best? Because they haven't shot it particularly well. They haven't taken care of the basketball very well.
Yeah.
What have they done well to control this game.
You know, it's been an extended version of what they did to Utah State at the end of that game. Don't forget, I mean, these tournaments, they were down to Utah State for the bulk of that game. In fact, you and I at one point said, okay, this is feeling like Utah State's going to handle this. Then they started turning them over and converting. And I'm telling you, this is a VCU thing that's been going on now for a bunch of years. They supplement their offense by scoring off of their defense. And I thought that's what they did tonight, Doug, is they really – I mean, look, they only have 65, but, you know, a good percentage of that was turning Memphis over and converting.
They did indeed conclude that ball went off the foot of Jeffrey, so VCU keeps it. And we'll head to the free throw line with 48.5 seconds on the clock. I want to point out one last time as we say the clock. It is neat. The above the court scoreboard has, there you see, the old-fashioned clock with the hand, and it's done by Daktronics, which is a South Dakota company, and they have helped to create, there's another one on the wall. It just adds to the feel of this arena and building. Even though it's only 7 years old, it feels brand new, but at the same time, tips its cap to the history of college basketball. It's really neat. Quinones off the back iron. Foul given. Now from here, according to the latest schedule, which is of course always written in pencil, Memphis's next game will be back home at the FedEx Forum against Arkansas State on December 2nd. Their following game at Ole Miss was canceled from December 5th. And again, you don't really schedule too far out in this wild start to the college basketball season. VCU, meanwhile, is scheduled to travel to Happy Valley to play Penn State on December 2nd. And then home against Mount St. Mary's. Memphis commits the foul, and that should send Williams back to the line for Mike Rhodes. On staff. Well, it's been a decade ago now. That was 2011. So this is now 10 years later when Shaka and Havoc made it to the Final Four for VCU. Upset Kansas to get there and then lost to Butler. And our player of the game back at the free throw line, Williams. This is a new career-high effort for him. He matches what he scored 2 nights ago. Highland called for the foul. Quinones will shoot the bonus. Shot clock is off. Memphis still giving chase defensively, and now perhaps they will call it off. And indeed they will. VCU will close out a 70-59 victory and go back to Richmond with third place in this very good event.
And go 2-1, an event that they figured out they were going to be in at the last minute. And you get them out of here with 2 wins. Pretty good.
That's true. What was it? Tuesday, they flew in the last team here. They didn't know. They thought they were going to Knoxville, Tennessee. They told the pilot, actually, we're heading north to Sioux Falls. And now they head home 2-1 for the third place finish. Hey, 2020. You said it. College basketball. Chris, it's been a pleasure. Likewise, Doug. The crew has been marvelous. Chris and I have just come in and done the last couple of games each day, but the crew around us has been working every single game hard, morning, noon, and night. We appreciate them. We appreciate you being with us here as we see Memphis fall to VCU. And thank you for watching the Crossover Classic.
Welcome to NFL Live. Joining us in seconds, the Ravens and Steelers game has now been moved to Tuesday. Of course, field the Ravens dealing with positive coronavirus tests, and that's what this all boils down to. What is the latest that you can tell us about the Ravens situation?
Yeah, get ready for Tuesday Night Football for the second time this season, Laura. Previously, we had the Bills and the Titans play on a Tuesday night. Now, a massive AFC North rivalry game we play this upcoming Tuesday. It's the Steelers and the Ravens, and the NFL has been stringing this situation along as much as it could throughout this week. We understand that with this virus, there are many uncontrollables. One of them is whether or not we continue to have further spread within an organization. As we know, as recently as last night, Lamar Jackson, the 4 Ravens players they learned about as new positive. The game gets bumped back Sunday at 1:15 and then bumped back once more until Tuesday. When we take a big step back, Laura, the NFL remains intent on playing every regular season game within 17 weeks. If that means they're going to have to kick the can down the road a little bit with some of the week-to-week scheduling, they will. So there is a trickle-down impact. Of course, the Ravens were scheduled to play this upcoming Thursday. It is in 1 week from Thanksgiving. That game now off the table. We played on Thursday. The Ravens will instead most likely have to play the Cowboys as soon as the following Sunday. But in terms of the most important Week 12 ramifications, the Steelers and Ravens game has not been postponed entirely. There's no Week 18 entering the NFL chatter right now to be moved until Tuesday. And as has been discussed, while a forfeit might be something that's going to percolate into this conversation, a forfeiture of a game could cost players on both sides their salaries. At the end of the day, everybody wants this game played. It will be played on Tuesday.
Yeah, thank you for that update. And as you can see on the screen there, Adam Schefter and Diana Rossini reporting at least 12 cases amongst players. Lamar Jackson, the starting quarterback for the Ravens, reported to be among them. We've got so much more to get to today, and we'll continue to monitor that Ravens situation. But we welcome you to NFL Live, and we're thankful to be with everybody. Ryan Clark is dancing because he's outside. More on that in moments. Marcus Spears is here, and Mina Kimes, of course. And there's a lot that we're going to be paying attention to with Week 12. But let's begin with the news that's just coming down right now. And Marcus, I'll start with you. You know, as a player, when you're hearing all this news and you're trying to adjust and prepare for a game, how do you prepare now with another game change, an extra day involved here, a couple days involved?
Well, listen, as a player, obviously, you know, in an unconventional year that this possibility is happening, and the Steelers are going through this once. But I want to shout out Mike Tomlin, because this is the way that the Pittsburgh Steelers are built. He doesn't make room for built-in excuses. He doesn't try to find any reason why their performance shouldn't be elite. And that's going to help this team, especially. Isn't it ironic that they're the team that's been through this twice now? Like, when you think about what the Pittsburgh Steelers franchise and organization is built on, it's the fact that they perform at their level. Even in a year last year without being Roethlisberger, there was no excuses coming out of that place about how they should play and what the expectations were. And then as an individual player, are you kidding me? Like, a game getting postponed twice, you still got to think about the possibility of it getting canceled. You got to think about the possibility of not getting a check. You got to think about the possibility of possibly getting COVID. All of those possibles is the way we are talking about this NFL season. And unfortunately, this is what the Pittsburgh Steelers have had to go through, as well as the Ravens and the Titans and any other team all all 32 teams. I would say with that idea that we're going to play a game because of COVID-19, this one felt different. I didn't know that we would get to this point where this game could be played on Tuesday, but the fact that the league is intent on getting it done, and obviously the testing is going to continue, I still don't feel 100% confident that it's going to happen without new COVID situations coming up with the Baltimore Ravens.
Welcome to the real world, though, right? Like, this is the real world. Marcus mentioned cancellations. Marcus mentioned postponement.